I was in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and I needed to hitchhike to Denmark for a conference, but I had no other way to get there. It was super expensive. But I have a fear of talking to strangers and hitchhiking and asking, hey, can I hop in your car and take me? Very weird. So I just sat in a park and I meditated for 4 or 5 hours. Just kind of, what am I afraid of? Why am I having this barrier? After I got rid of the mental barrier and kind of visualized okay, rejection is fine and all these things, I wrote on a cardboard sign, hey, I'm going north, or I'm going to Germany. And I stood on the freeway for and my first time I got picked up in 8 seconds. And some lady just picked me up and took me to her house. Wow. And she fed me, and then after that, it wasn't so bad hitchhiking.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Valley, where you can find all kinds of different cultures from around the world in just one place.
Here we go, guys. So today we have one more podcast. It's been a long time. I mean,
maybe a little bit too long.
Too long.
But we're back.
I don't remember when was the last time, but
it's been about a month.
Yeah, something like that. And this is a special podcast because we have here our guest, Paul. So, Paul, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my name is Paul. I am from Salt Lake City, Utah. My parents are both from India, South India, Bangalore, and they emigrated here back in the 90s. And I went to BYU. That's how I know you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. And I love to travel. I love to ride my motorcycle and play the ukulele.
Do you have a motorcycle?
I do, yeah.
I don't even know about it.
Yeah, there's some motorcycle gang that just taught me here in the area.
Yeah.
And one day they just taught me, and then loved it, and then I bought the motorcycle the next month, and
that's crazy.
Hey, that's culture here. So
exactly.
There's a big motorcycle community here.
There is.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Paul, he has Indian blood. So probably complete. He does. He just have American documents, but he's Indian.
That's facts.
And today we're gonna talk about is on a specific kind of our podcasts is to talking about backpackers experience. And Paul is a really good backpacker. It's crazy.
Yeah, you just got back from a pretty cool trip, so we've been hearing. So we kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit today.
I would love to talk about and share my experiences backpacking. Cool. Yeah,
it's perfect.
So before we started, would you like to say your Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. So my main Instagram profile is Latter Day Hindu, but I made a separate one for traveling specifically, and that's Moderately Lost.
Oh, nice. You can say that both, if you want your personal
so Latter Day
one.
Hindu and Moderately Lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll throw a picture here so you can see what it looks like, and then the link will be down in the description so you guys can go check out Paul's stuff if you're interested in what he wants or what he's doing. It's been a long day. but yeah, so let's just get right into it. We've got a lot to talk about. Just 40 minutes, so let's do this. But super quick, just in a list format, list out the countries that you went to in order if you...
Sure. Yeah. So from the United States, I flew to Taiwan. Then I did South Korea for a week, Japan, Philippines for a month. Then I flew to Dubai, then Ireland, and then I went to Germany, and then the Netherlands. And then from the Netherlands, I hitchhiked. It took me 5 days and 10 cars. And then from Netherlands to Denmark, then I did Sweden and Norway. And that was the end of my hitchhiking experience. And then I flew all the way to the Baltics. So I did Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and then I did Poland. So I saw the concentration camps there. And then I hiked 22 hours from Poland to Slovakia to try to get to the Ukraine for the war. So then I was in Ukraine on the front lines for a month. And then I went to Hungary. And then I did Italy. I missed a flight from Hungary to France, so I got stuck in Italy for a couple days. Then I did Geneva, Switzerland, and then France, Paris, London, and then I ended in India.
Yeah,
There you go.
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't count like how
25.
many? 25?
25 countries in 182 days.
182 days, so
Yeah.
half a year about.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
yeah.
it would be like exactly pretty much.
Yeah, my original goal was 50 countries in a year. So I was averaging a country a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
so
great.
You were actually planning on doing more then.
I was, but I kind of got burnt out
Gotcha.
after Ukraine, and I kind of got a little homesick. And I also wanted to make be a YouTuber content creator. So I wanted to come home, and my plan was edit all my videos, take a break from traveling, and recuperate, and so that's the plan.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot for sure, but
And you are planning a big trip now, right?
Yeah.
With some friends.
Yeah. So I'm planning to do 40 countries for about 9 to 10 months, starting this April. So I have 80 days till I leave for Iceland, and then I'll do Europe, Middle East, Asia. Then I'll do all the perimeter of Africa, South America, Antarctica.
Nice.
And then end up back here in
Antarctica would be cool, man.
Utah. That's the plan, unless something happens, you know?
Let's see.
yeah, we're jealous for sure.
Man, yeah. I mean, I was in Egypt like a couple of months ago, and I was feeling like super like traveler.
Like burnt.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
And I just visited like Morocco and Egypt for 2 weeks. But man, 1 year traveling for 45.
No, I mean, I think everybody should travel. I think some of the most, you get a lot of wisdom, tremendous amount of wisdom from traveling and experiencing different cultures.
Exactly.
And
So true.
especially here in, United States, it's really, most Americans don't even have a passport, let alone have the opportunity to travel. So I think that's kind of what wanted me to go learn more. I want to relate to people. I wanted to, enjoy other people's cultures. And I think everybody should have a chance to travel.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How is your style to travel? Like, what do you like to do?
Okay.
And how do you spend your time like traveling?
Yeah. Like, what do you like when you first get into a country? What do you do?
What's
kinda
the
thing?
first thing,
What's
like-
the first thing?
Ooh, that's a good thing.
Maybe one that you don't know the language, preferably.
Okay, Asia, because Asia, a lot of people didn't speak the language. I think the very first country, I never left America, so I went with some friends who already spoke Chinese, and so I was just kind of tagging along with them. And then after we separated, I kind of stayed at our church temples, the LDS temples. You could stay there, and they had a space and some church members I could kind of connect to and relate to, and they showed me around, took me out to dinner. I did that in South Korea, Japan, and Philippines.
Oh, nice.
So
that's such a life hack. That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, I was really nervous traveling, especially to Asia. I didn't speak the language. Most of it was Google Translate, so I wanted to at least have, somebody to at least show me the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I felt the same thing in Egypt because they speak Arabic there.
Yeah.
And someone said me that, a lot of people in Egypt can speak English, but it's not so true like this, you know? And it was very hard, like Google Traductor all the time.
Yeah.
Google Translate, the Traductor is Portuguese.
But you were able to get around Google Translate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Translate all the time, so it was very hard to communicate with the natives.
Yep. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you kind of figure it out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, like,
How many languages do you speak?
I only speak English fluently, but I can speak little Portuguese, Spanish.
Yeah. Actually, you speak Portuguese very well.
Oh, obrigado. Yeah, thank you. So I can speak some slang in 14 or 15 languages, just enough
let's go.
to connect with people on the street.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Say
It's the
something,
only thing that we need, like traveling.
Yeah.
Slang.
Exactly.
Most people speak English, even if you go to the hostels.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, do you remember your first trip, outside the country?
Yeah.
Well, it was China, I think. Right?
It was
China?
Yeah.
If
It was your
Taiwan
first
and China are the same.
Wait,
yeah.
you never
Wait, did you
visit?
say Taiwan?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said China.
No, I haven't been. This year, I'll probably go to mainland China, but
gotcha.
I went to Taiwan, so that was my first trip. I was there for.
Gotcha.
You never visit India before that?
Oh, I did a decade ago. But I went with my mom, and I don't remember much.
You was a
Just a long
children
time
too,
ago.
right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, but this time I went by myself and met my family for the first time.
You was a kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm 26
But
now.
your first one, alone, was Taiwan.
Yep. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, dude, it was amazing. Just completely different culture. Everybody has a moped. There's more mopeds in Taiwan than there are cars. So it's pretty cool. And the food was amazing. I had like stinky tofu. There's this one part where you can go fishing for shrimp. So it's called shrimp fishing, and like we caught shrimp and you eat it. You cook your own shrimp after catching it. And then I watch a lot of anime. So there's one anime, Studio Ghibli, that takes place in Taiwan, supposedly. It's called Spirited Away.
Oh, I've watched that one. That's in Taiwan?
Yeah, it's
I did not pay attention.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Jiufeng Old Road. It's in the north, but it was amazing experience, and that's where I got hooked on traveling. It was
Did you see any of the spots, like the Studio Ghibli spots? Do they? Because in Studio Ghibli sometimes they pick real places. And like animate it. But.
Yeah, so in Taiwan it's like the Red Lanterns, and so.
Oh yeah.
So that's the place that kind of was inspired. Studio Ghibli.
That's way cool. That's fun.
They have like the music from the film playing in the streets of this one town, and they have all the trinkets and all the characters on display to purchase there. So fun stuff.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a big. I'm learning Japanese. I think you knew that already. And so I've watched like most of the Studio Ghibli movies, and it's pretty cool.
Have you seen the new The Boy and the Heron?
Yeah, I did. I saw that in theaters.
I saw that yesterday.
Oh, how'd you like it?
It was good. The plot was a little confusing, but I really love the animation style, and there's a lot of hidden meaning. So.
So Asia is a nice place to visit for you.
Oh, 100%.
Asia's awesome because it's just
cheap, rich in culture.
Rich in history. The people are, so different. Like, they're the same, but they're also quite different in the way they live and what they eat and all those things. So.
I don't know you, but this is the thing that I like, that I looking for during a trip, like some place that is very different than my place.
Yeah.
Like
than your own culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my trip was actually based on budget. So I actually didn't have plan in mind, I want to do this country and this country. I based it on like cheap flight tickets. So from like LA to Taiwan, I spent $175. And then from there to Korea was $100. From there to Japan, $50. So wherever the cheapest plane tickets, I would go.
Yeah.
Where do you find those tickets?
Yeah, so there's
how you search for it?
Yeah, there's one app that I use probably like 90% of all. I bought like I think 17 plane tickets. 90% I bought through Skyscanner. It's this app.
Oh,
I've heard of Skyscanner.
Yeah, so you can manipulate it in such a way where you can like, I'm flying out of this airport and I can leave at any day and it'll tell you like which days are the cheapest to fly out and from which airport.
Oh, like Google Flights does that as well. But I don't know if they're quite as good at
I usually use Google Flights first to find, let's say Taiwan has like multiple airports. So I figure out which airport is the cheapest to fly out of.
Oh, gotcha.
And then I look into that airport and what day is the cheapest using the Skyscanner app. And then I just marry the two together and say, okay, this is the cheapest airport to fly out of on this date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think for the 6 months, I spent $3,000 for just plane tickets.
Right.
For all the countries. So my total trip was $8,000 for 6 months.
It was it was 3,000 for
just planes.
6 planes for...
Just planes.
Just planes.
Yeah, just planes. I know. But for 27 countries...
25 countries.
25 countries, man.
You keep saying 27.
May I...
Maybe I
don't know why.
We were talking about it earlier, and he's like, like, we were talking about Paul. We're like, hey, we're going to have Paul on the podcast. And he's like, oh, yeah, the guy who went to 27 countries. I'm like, it was 25.
25, 27.
I don't know why, but I have this problem in English. I'm always changing the 7 for the 5.
Oh,
I don't know why.
It's like a language thing.
It's not because I'm not paying attention, it's because it's a language thing.
Yeah.
But 7 and 5,
that is the same.
There's no any freaking similar.
I mean,
it's not similar, man. It's okay, whatever. But
come on.
Anyway,
that's funny.
But when you go in a new country, so what is the first thing that you try to find? The first thing that you do?
I mean, the first thing you do is you got to find a place to stay.
Obviously.
Because
you don't go to the country like with like a place that you find a place before to come? You know what I'm
or do
saying?
you just show up and kind of try and find a place?
Depends. Like the first bit of my travel, because I was very new at traveling, I planned out these are the places I wanted to see, and I kind of had some kind of friend or some kind of connection there. Or I'd go to the hostels, and you got travelers from all over the world, and you just talk to them, and you know. But after that, after like the first four countries, then I just like flew in a country and I figured it out.
Gotcha.
There's pros and cons because you got some flexibility. Like you're not constrained to a time limit. Like if you like plan like this day I'm going to do this and that, sometimes it'll feel a little rushed.
Right.
But if you're flexible, you might meet some friends and then they'll go on a hike or something, and it's a great experience. The only downside I thought was like it's only after the fact, after I left the country, then I hear something cool that I could have visited if I had planned it down. So you know, then I kind of have some regrets, but it just makes me want to go again. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that'll happen no matter what, though. Like,
yeah.
Like if you plan, you could plan like everything perfectly in your head before, and then you get there, and then like a native tells you, oh, there's this that only you know that tourists never go to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and something you could have never heard of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's like
I like to prepare before, but not like everything, not to plan everything.
Yeah.
Because I know that when yeah.
And that's more my style too. And
when I be there, probably something will change.
Yeah, yeah. And my style is I seek adrenaline. So the places I went to were like I did war zone. So I did ISIS territory in the Philippines and Ukraine. There you can't plan because most people don't even plan on being there. You know, it's very dangerous. So I just kind of prayed and hoped for the best, and hopefully that I came out with all my limbs intact. But that's kind of my style, is just go with the flow and, you know,
discover there what you're gonna do.
Yeah, but I mean, like Korea, I wish I planned a little bit better. The very first day or second day I got there, hotels were like $400 a night. Didn't have that kind of money, so I like slept in a park, and then it rained on me. Then I went into a subway, and then just waited, and then I slept on the subway for like 4 hours. Or like in like Latvia, Germany, and a couple other places, I took my hammock and slept in the forest because I had no place to go. Or my bus was so early in the morning. I left one country at like 11 p.m. It arrived at 2 a.m. And it's pointless to buy a hostel, so I just slept in the forest. Or in Ireland,
so cool, man.
In Ireland, I got kicked out of an airport in Ireland because it's very small, and they don't allow people to sleep in the airport.
Yeah.
So I left, and there's no hotels, no houses, just farm, just grass. So I hopped a fence into some farmer's field, and I found an ammonia tank, and I slept in the ammonia tank.
No way.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I would love to do that. Like,
be careful what you say. I can say now it's a great story. Dad
exactly.
Story. But in it, man, I was so depressed and like, am I going to survive? It's really cold, and I didn't have any blankets.
Yeah, of course. I mean, on the time right there, like I think it's very bad.
Yeah.
But after that, like when you come back to home,
you brag about it. Yeah.
It's a freaking nice story to tell.
Yeah.
That's cool. Man, speaking of stories, do you have any like cool experiences, something that stood out? Maybe even something that was a little bit touching, or I don't know. It can be anything.
I have a couple. I think I kind of originally wanted to travel because I felt that God wanted me to have some kind of project or something for me to, bless other people, or for something for me to learn. So that's why I didn't get a job right out of college. So I kind of went in with that mindset. And like one story was like in the Philippines, I found myself on a small island. Like they don't speak English. I was with a buddy who translated for me. And on this island, you could go around in 3 hours on a moped, like super small. Went to the lagoon and everything. But people are so poor. They make, this one family I met, the dad makes like $1 a day doing like taxi drive, like chauffeuring people around. They have 10 kids, and they couldn't put 3 of them through school because they had like a motorcycle accident or something like that, and they have all this debt that they incurred. So I felt really bad. So I thought, I really wanted to help this family, so I paid off their motorcycle debt so the kids could go to school. And then after I just gave them paid off the debt. They gave me like what do you call it? Like the title for the motorcycle, saying it was been paid off, and lots of hurt. Yeah,
nice.
You know.
Oh, and you actually kept the title? Like
I took a picture of it. Yeah.
Oh, you just got a picture.
Yeah,
oh, gotcha.
yeah.
They showed you the title.
They showed me the title. Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is.
They gave you the title.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that's.
Yeah, it was, or like in Norway. I was in the Netherlands in Amsterdam, and I needed to hitchhike to Denmark for a conference, but I had no other way to get there. It was super expensive. But I have a fear of talking to strangers and hitchhiking and asking, "Hey, can I hop in your car and take me?" Like, very weird. So I just sat in a park and I meditated for like 4 or 5 hours, just like kind of, what am I afraid of? Why am I having this barrier? After I got rid of the mental barrier and kind of visualized like, okay, rejection is fine and all these things, I wrote on a cardboard sign, "Hey, I'm going north," or "I'm going to Germany," and I stood on the freeway for like, and my first time I got picked up in 8 seconds, and some lady just picked me up and took me to her house, and like she fed me, and then after that, it wasn't so bad hitchhiking. Then I did that like 5-6 times, and I got all the way through to like Norway, and then I met this guy from Iceland, a girl from Sweden, or from Switzerland, and we wanted to explore. Norway is very pretty. You got the fjords and the glaciers, but to rent out a car was like $800 a day. So expensive. So we were trying to figure out ways how we could make it economical. So we were just walking on the street taking a breather, and I just thought to like hold up my thumb. And just as a thought, just as a joke, somebody actually pulled over, and he's from Texas, and the guy said, "Oh, you guys are Americans, hop on in." And we convinced this random guy to take us in his car for like 4 days, and we went all over Norway, and we like saw the fjords and the glaciers and the most amazing like pictures you'll ever see. So if I didn't learn how to get over my fear in the Netherlands, I would have been able to experience Norway.
Nice.
So getting over your fears and learning a lot about yourself while traveling really comes out.
Do you think you have like more courage to travel after all those trips?
100%. Yeah, it gives you more confidence. You know yourself better. You know, like... Yeah, like...
What your weaknesses, your strengths.
Yeah, or especially if things don't go your way. Like, if you miss, like, a bus or something like that. Or, like, somebody steals... Like, somebody will... Like, I think I got my stuff stolen once. You got to learn not to panic and freak out. You just got to take a breath, think about, okay, what's the next option? What do you got to do? And, you know, get out of the situation.
Yeah, just... Yeah, the secret is keep calm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't have a bunch of money on you, I guess.
That's another thing, yeah, just be wise. And you learn, like, keep your money, like, you have a pouch. People have, like, a pouch, put it under your shirt.
I always carry a fanny pack.
Yeah, fanny pack. Especially in Italy when you go there. Make sure you be careful of pickpocketers.
Oh, yeah.
They're known for that, yeah.
Man.
That's crazy. What is your funniest story about trip?
My funniest.
Silliest.
I don't know if it's like, I'm sure I mean, like, maybe one, like, eye-opening thing is, like, I was in Taiwan and, like, I wasn't in the main city, and I took a shower at somebody's house. It's Chinese or Taiwanese people. And I came out of the shower, and the host said, "Oh, did you not shower well? You're still black."
Oh, God.
And so I laughed at that. But my friend was explaining. Yeah, you can laugh. You can laugh. But it occurred to me that these people usually don't see foreigners of my skin tone like that. Same thing in South Korea. I got attacked with a lady who had a knife. She pulled a knife on me and called the cops on her.
What?
Yeah, and she got arrested. But my friend was telling me sometimes it might be because, you know, it's a very in Asia. Some countries are very homogeneous and they're not used to. I don't know, but that's one funny story. Right?
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was funny.
That's different for sure. I mean, holy cow. Yeah, I mean, definitely like some of those like more rural areas that don't get a lot of tourists and a lot of foreigners. Like, I mean, it'd be different for sure. But.
Yeah.
So for I will ask you a couple questions about. So you just say yes or no.
Sure.
But not yes or no. It's an option.
Okay.
A or B.
Okay.
So when you go on a trip, you prefer hotel or hostel?
Hostel.
Nice.
I feel like you're directing these questions. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, but there's
It was so directed because it's better, man. Come on. these guys know about the stuff.
He knows what to do.
He knows.
Yeah, my style, budget traveling. I did it
Exactly.
as cheap as I could.
And I think the experience is better than a hotel.
I mean, like if a hotel is nice, take a break.
Of course it
but
is.
it's not. It's if you're at a hostel, you meet people. You know.
Yeah, I mean, depends of your style of travel.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't go to a trip for relax. You know, I want to visit the places. I want the experience. You know, some people like just visit another country just for relax.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hotel is
That's
perfect.
fine.
Yeah, vacation,
fine.
but there to travel in.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a time and a place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Historical places or natural places?
Ooh. Oh, I want to say both, but I like natural places, like nature. Those. I like.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You can say yes or no, but do you do any cool trails and like which maybe one that's?
Oh, like hiking trails?
Yeah.
I mean.
Are you big into hiking when you?
Yeah. Oh, I love hiking. I just I don't know if I like planned out like specific hikes this trip. I just wanted to experience what the country had to offer. I hiked I think it's the Tatry Mountains or in Slovakia, it's a mountain range.
Oh, cool.
But I was trying to bypass the Ukraine checkpoint to get to Ukraine easier. So that's why we went over the mountains rather than going through the city.
Nice.
But very pretty, amazing spot. I like to. My plan is to do Everest, Kilimanjaro this year. So that's a little more extreme, but that's what I'm planning this year. But my last trip, I didn't do a lot of hiking as much as I wanted to.
Yeah, I've been planning on doing some hiking. So if you ever want to go hit a trail somewhere here.
I actually need to. I'm in physical therapy right now because when I was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I hiked 22 hours. I met this Canadian guy and he said, we can go to Ukraine through these mountains. I had 50 pounds of gear, super heavy. I had normal casual shoes, and we had to scale this mountain like with chains.
Oh, gosh.
And got stuck at the top, and I injured my legs. So right now I just need to practice going on hikes and strengthening my legs. So
there's nice hikes to practice here in Utah.
Yeah,
the small ones.
Yeah, I went one today. I'll show you some of the videos.
Please.
Afterwards.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
I'm trying to think of some more questions. Like, I guess, so, we were talking about hiking. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you had done a little bit of hiking.
Most of my time I was walking. I was walking from city to city. So I mean, I'm already exhausted by the time I want to do a hike. So
did you train at all before? Did you do any exercise?
Just graduated school and then I just dipped and said, I'll do the workouts while I'm traveling. Just walking.
I guess if you're gone for so long, you'll.
Yeah, and we're not young, so we're young. We got a lot of strength and. Yeah.
I have a question, but probably the answer is yes, because probably this answer is...
I can say no.
You could.
No, because it's the same answer for everybody in the world. Like, do you have a plans to visit all the 7 wonders?
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, of course, but I would be more specific about it. So, do you have like a specifically plan for it, or you just go?
I know like the Great Wall of China. I've been to the Taj Mahal. I think like the one in Brazil, the statue in Rio.
Yeah, the Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
The pyramids in Egypt. I don't know what the others, but I usually figure it out when I get to the country. I'll go to the hostel. And
you are going to the Egypt in this year, right?
Yeah. It's plan.
Yeah, like
there you go.
There's a bunch of things there.
But I don't have like a spreadsheet or anything of like, these are all the.
I specifically make a road for those places.
Yeah, I just usually ask people locally, hey, what's there to do, and then usually I figure it out.
They'll give you the best stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. When I went to Japan, that was kind of what I did. I kind of went without a plan. Not necessarily because I didn't want to have a plan, but I was like, it was basically right after finals week, like the day after finals week.
Yeah.
Like I had a test the day before my flight to Japan, and so I just didn't have time to make any plans. And so I got there, and I just kind of like figured things out. I had a Shinkansen pass.
Yeah, that one you actually Japan you kind of need to travel plan for it in advance because that one you gotta like weeks ago get the pass is only for foreigners.
Yeah.
And you have to show your passport and so you can't just show up and then get it. So
no, that one I did have to I did have to. I planned the essentials, but I didn't plan what I was going to do when I was there. And so I got there and just kind of winged it, and it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the same thing in Egypt, like for me and my brother. Mm-hmm. So we traveled, but we didn't play anything. Not because, we are very adventurous. It's just because we procrastinated.
Yeah, I think I'm also lazy.
I feel like we cover it up. Like, I went without a plan because that's my style.
Yeah. But we're lazy to sit down and write everything down.
It was just lazy because but when we were there, like we talked with the Egyptians and other Americans that live there, and they just showing plans for us, and it was perfect, man. Everything.
Wow.
I mean, for obvious reasons, if you don't have a lot of money, you're on a budget, you want to plan probably a little bit,
But there's some technique. There's this app for I think when you're budget traveling, the three main expenses are food, accommodations, transportation. So if you can reduce any of these three categories, your trip will be that much cheaper. So the way that I did, transportation or flights was through these apps. Food, I'd always get peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or oatmeal, and then I always had oatmeal packets on me, and then I just go. Let's say I'm in the Netherlands. I'd just go to the food trucks and ask one guy for a bowl. I'd go to another one and ask for a spoon and somebody else for hot water.
Gotcha.
Or in the airport, and then I'd make my own oatmeal.
Yeah.
And then housing, there's this app called Couch Surfing. It's $15 a year, super cheap, but it's kind of like Tinder or Mutual, where you have your own profile and you match with people in any country, saying, hey, I'm going to be in this country on these dates. Can I stay with you? And people will let you stay at their house for free.
That's so crazy.
So I did that 4 or 5 times in random countries, and so that's kind of the cheapest way to do it. Is just you get to a country and then you just message people and say, hey.
Did you feel safe doing that with the couch surfing?
Yeah, that one is kind of people can be a little bit weird sometimes. They say one thing I noticed nudists, people they're I'm a nudist at home, and for some people it's great, but for me it's you just know not to reach out to them if that's not your style. Or usually if you're a girl traveler, you usually want to request from other girl hosts, rather than a guy. So, but I think all my experiences were great. I think one was kind of introverted guy in Hungary, but either way, people are usually nice. When you're in that community, people want to hear about your travels. They know you're a traveler. And
it's still being free. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes they treat you to. In Japan, the very first person that accepted me was this girl from Germany who's living in Fukuoka.
Oh yeah.
She after I dropped my stuff in her apartment, she took me out and we ordered noodles and we got some drinks and she took me out.
Oh, that's so fun.
Showing me the culture.
All expenses.
No, I think we split it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would been really nice, but
that would have been.
What I did is there's a site, there's a Workaway. I don't know if you know about
I've heard of this actually, but I don't think I've used it.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to travel.
Yeah.
I did that in Egypt. I just applied to volunteer work there.
Yeah.
And I spent 2 weeks in Egypt.
Oh, really?
Just living this host of this guy free. And I just had to work for him, do some stuff 3 hours a day or something.
And then you could explore the city and
exactly.
Workaway, huh?
Workaway is a nice place to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can visit the country free, not free, but the place will be free.
Yeah.
And you can have experience working in a volunteer work.
Well, it sounds like the guy in Egypt for you guys didn't even have you work that much. He was just
yeah.
Oh, what a nice guy! Just letting he probably knows that travelers are coming to work away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we translated a couple things for him and took some pictures too.
Yeah.
Because he has a store, something like that, a project.
Yeah.
Selling Egyptian art in Brazil. So actually he was in Brazil.
Okay.
When I was there in Egypt. So Yeah, it's crazy. I just had to took some pictures about stuff for him, just for send for Brazil, and make like advertising there.
That's nice. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
like, you were there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Wow.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was so cool.
What is the food?
No, not food included, but Egypt is pretty
cheap.
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I remember that I spent like they have like I don't know if you visit like some place with the same food, but the name is koshari.
I don't think I've
Koshari. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, but so delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's perfect.
What was your favorite food out of?
One comes to mind. A dish in Latvia. I was in Latvia, it was just potatoes and some vegetables. But presentation was a 10. It tasted amazing. They had some bacon and that was good. I liked it.
You must have been tired of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, I think anything. To be fair,
potatoes and vegetables.
Yeah, I think to be fair, if you're eating that all the time, anything's great. But I had a live octopus in South Korea. That was I'll always remember that.
Looks good.
Yeah. Or in Japan, they have the 7-Eleven, the triangle things that are super...
the onigiri.
Onigiri. Oh, man, I had those, man.
Those things need to make it here because they're so good.
They are. I wish they had them here. They don't.
I know.
Onigiri.
7-Eleven's started by a Japanese guy, too, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, 7-Eleven was like my savior. Like, you go there, ATM, you can get money and all the things you need were at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I love Japan and, like, Osaka.
Man, Osaka was one of my favorites when I was there.
Somebody said you haven't visited Japan if you never see Osaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sad because I didn't plan to be there for very long. Because I think someone told me like, oh, it's like most of Japan is very pristine and clean. Like Tokyo was like I didn't see any trash in Tokyo basically. At least
neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Osaka like you see a little bit more like I don't know if the rules are different there. I don't know why. Maybe it's a cultural Osaka thing. But you see a little bit more trash. You see a little bit... Yeah. And someone told me not to stay in Osaka for a long time.
Oh, interesting.
Just because of that. But when I got there and I stayed there just for the day, I was like... This feels more like home, like a big city at home. Like, this is cool. I like this. Like,
you found the 7-Eleven there, right?
Oh, they're
7-Eleven is like, it's mandatory on every street corner almost.
Yeah.
There'll
be a block with 3 different gas stations, and it's like a residential.
Okay.
It's like having a gas station like there and like there. And there.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japan is my top 1 now.
I guess they're not gas stations, but
convenience stores.
Convenience stores.
Yeah.
What is your do you have a top 10 of your countries that you visit or that you want to visit?
That I want to visit or that I
mean top 5, top 3 actually.
Top 3 that I visited or that I want to visit?
Both.
Okay, the top 3 that I visited would probably Norway, Philippines, and I think India. But Japan would also have to make that list. Honorable mention.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the places that I'm looking forward to visiting in this Iceland, for sure, and then Afghanistan.
For real?
Yeah, 100% Afghanistan, and then I'd probably
Australia.
Australia would be cool. I think China.
I want to go to China sometime too.
Yeah.
That's a top for me.
Yeah.
We're starting to run out of time a little bit here. But what are some of your future plans? We have 2 more questions.
Sure.
Unless you have another question for him. But
I don't.
Okay, so just what are some of your like immediate like, I guess your closest plans for traveling? Something that you have. I know you don't plan exactly.
No, well, I mean on the macro scale, I do. Like my plan is like edit some videos from the last 25 countries and start putting out content. I want to be like a content creator for my travels. And like I'm helping my friend run for president in Mali. He's running for president. I wanted to help him there. And And then probably after I come home, either continue traveling or start an agency, or I do life coaching. So I started a little company. I just coach people and help them also achieve their goals or career advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So that's kind of, out in the future, and then probably get married and settle down in Utah or somewhere back east.
Cool.
Yeah.
Back east.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I served my church mission out in New Jersey.
Yeah, I served part of mine in New England, so
Okay.
I was over there.
Yeah.
I love that area.
Yeah, love the culture out there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you intend to? I mean, I don't know, when you get old, like continue like traveling every.
I would like to, but I've been in so many places, and I thought to myself, I remember talking to some guy in Japan. Oh, I already had the thought to go travel, but I got married and had a job. Hard for me to travel with kids,
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that before I'm cuffed, handcuffs, and you have responsibilities. Right now you can take risks and it doesn't really weigh upon somebody else. But the second you're married, then somebody else is also dependent on the.
No one depends on you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that's a great place to be for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, being married's awesome too. Like,
Yeah.
but they're just different, and so.
And depends on your personality of your spouse, if they want to travel. So I didn't want to take that risk. I just wanted to travel now, and at least then I'll have the satisfaction after I get married with kids. I've already traveled.
Yeah.
I had those experiences. If we travel more, great. If not, I don't have regrets.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
I like that because you are using your time that we have now to enjoy all this
Yeah.
experience. That's cool.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
are young still.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely not try not to take it for granted, I guess. Like, it's so cool that I've been to Japan already, and that I was able to have that opportunity. I'm sure you feel the same way with everything.
And
you've
able
done,
to
so.
relate. You see stuff, you talk to people, Japanese people here, and like, oh, you've been to Japan. Most people don't
Yeah.
go to Japan. It's like, how's that? Yeah, but I have fond memories.
That's cool.
Yeah. Do you want to get the last question? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the last question for all our podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's like something.
It's a tradition.
Yeah,
I
it's a
guess.
tradition. Exactly. So, I mean, in your opinion, not only in your opinion, but in your heart, in your mind, in like everything together. And you are a guy that visit a lot of places, a lot of cultures around the world.
Yeah.
So for you, Paul, what is culture for you? I mean, personally.
What is culture?
Deep, right?
Yeah, I've never had anybody ask me that. I thought culture is like food, traditions, and like places, and I would say culture. I think for me, culture, not so much about the places, but about the people and connecting with them and learning about their stories. That is where is ingrained in me. Like, I remember traveling by myself and I saw the Eiffel Tower in Paris or the Taj Mahal in India. Those places actually are not very as memorable as staying with the locals in certain countries, having food and like learning the dances or songs. So for me, that's culture, Yeah, things that you really can't get anywhere else, and it's all about people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing it.
We love that answer for sure. That was cool.
Because I think like this, you said about like places, like Eiffel Tower, for example.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but was probably a thing that it was not the local people that constructed it. Like, it's not the daily of them,
Like I remember like dancing in like the clubs with Filipinos and they're singing karaoke. That is more memorable than seeing like some the Cliffs of Moher in like Ireland or something like that. It's just like the people and just
I think people recognize that too. Like when you go to tell stories, like those are the kind of stories that you tell. Those are the kind of stories that people are more interested in.
Yeah.
And I think we've all just got that. I mean, you said it best. Like we just connecting with people.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, we're kind of nearing the end of the podcast, but we wanted
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It was great to have you.
It's our first man guest.
That's true.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
I don't know if that says anything, but but yeah. So thank you again. We wanted to have you shout out your stuff again. So your Instagram, your YouTube, just.
Yeah, so it's just right now I just have Instagram. It's Latter Day Hindu and Moderately Lost. And if any viewer like wants to learn how to travel for cheap, or I do free coaching, like reach out to me. I'll respond to anyone. I just want to help people and answer any questions that you guys have. So please reach out. I'd be more than happy to help.
Cool.
Yeah.
If for you that like travel, that like trips and to know new places, so share this video with your families. I was looking for that one. Sorry.
Come on, buddy.
Share this video with your family, with your friends, and talk to Bo and learn more about how you can do that too. Like. I would love to do that too, and I will. I hope.
We all hope, yeah. But yeah, like this video, like you said, share, do all that jazz, subscribe if you like the content. And we've got more podcasts if you want to go watch those. Check out our channel, Culture Valley. We've got Instagram for news updates and things like that. But thank you guys so much for watching, those of you who have stuck around to the end, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.
See you in the next pod.
Don't forget to subscribe in the channel and follow us in Instagram.
And follow Paul.
And follow Paul too.
Yep. But yeah.
Okay guys, see ya.
Ciao.